The worst PlayStation news I've heard in years has just officially been announced by PlayStation. It's so bad I actually thought it was a joke. I got sent this and I thought, no way is this real. And I went and looked into it, and it is. If you're like me and you love your physical games, and maybe you've got your disc drive as well because you love actually owning something, well, hold them tight, hold them close to your heart, because it is over, buddy, for PlayStation and physical games. And yeah, this is so bad, and it's not just for PlayStation 5 new games. We've also got a big update on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita stores closing down. You can't actually make this up, so let's get straight into it. So here we go, we're on the PlayStation blog, July the 1st, which is today. I just saw this, I'm reacting live to this. PlayStation disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. Okay, one, that is just the worst thing ever. I can't believe this is actually happening. Our options as a customer are just disappearing in front of our eyes. Our rights to media is just evaporating. This is not good. Everything will be going via the PlayStation Digital Store. You know, they're already using AI and testing dynamic pricing, saying who can be charged the most for this game and that game. It is not good. All new games as well. Every new game I bought recently, you get them physically far cheaper than the high price of the digital stores. This is also really bad for our wallets. But it's not just PlayStation games though, keep that in mind. So if you're thinking it's just PlayStation first party games, it's not. When a game gets launched on PlayStation, I'm pretty sure Sony manufacture it. They own the rights to, Blu-ray and all that stuff. They print the discs for these games. So all PlayStation games, even third party ones from 2028, will be digital only. Another thing as a side note, which this makes me think, is the PlayStation 6 must be pretty much locked in for 2028 then, 2027 maybe. It'll be all digital, as will the handheld, which we've speculated about. But what are Sony saying? In response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. I don't know what they mean by at retailers. Is this going to be this GTA style code in a box thing? GTA were just ahead of the game there. They knew this was coming. Who knows? Or is it going to be like these little credit card type things you buy, like when you buy, in-game currency for like Fortnite or something, or a subscription card? Who knows? So we've got this from Sid here, Senior Director, Sony Interactive Entertainment Content Communications. So I think he's maybe just the messenger here, not the person actually deciding this. Shocking decision. As consumer preferences in the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued from January 2028. I can't believe this is actually happening. I'm actually so disappointed. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. Wait till you see the price of some of these games, by the way, the physical copies on eBay. They're going to skyrocket. They're going to become like collector's editions now. Pick up your physical games while you can, people. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. I know we keep hearing this in the media, but I've yet to see some really, really detailed, concise information and data on this. The figures always look kind of skewed to favour digital. I would really like a really detailed breakdown of this. I wish Sony would give us this, because it seems like they just count, everything for digital, and a lot of the physical stuff is maybe harder to track. Most people I talk to, maybe we're just a dying breed, still love buying their games physically, and you get a far better deal. So I don't know if this as well, it's like, it includes digital stuff like games, when you download games from your PS Plus subscription, your PS Plus free monthly games, free to play games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, Warzone, all these kind of things, which obviously have huge amounts of downloads. So I find this really, really bizarre. I just think It's for the benefit of the company, and that's it. Because remember when companies told us that great story that digital games will mean our games will become cheaper? When's that going to happen? They're a hell of a lot dearer than physical games. They are keeping all the profit. It's the developers, publishers, and Sony, not us. We've not had any benefit of this yet, apart from probably convenience is the only one. You know, you maybe don't need to get up and switch your disc and you can just stream it from wherever. That's pretty much it in my mind. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. This is all an open and honest discussion. And remember, this is not a rant from someone who just loves old school gaming with, you know, physical discs because I grew up in that generation. It's about us having options. It's about protecting, you know, our ability to get the best deal and not have just one place which sets the price for all of this stuff. So it's yet to be seen though. I know I'm jumping the gun, but they do say it will be at retailers in digital formats. So who knows if that means it's going to be this code in the box thing, and maybe your retailers, like I love buying just now from like Amazon, like Asda, Shop2, you know, for physical games, I mean, maybe they will still be able to compete on price. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? This is like even worse, I would think, than the Nintendo Switch 2 approach, where they have went and they have got, you know, these game key cards which don't really have anything on them. They're a literally like a download code in the card, but you can then sell on the card or, you know, swap the card with people. Whereas if it's purely digital only, as soon as you buy it, it's linked to your account and you can't do anything with it, so there'll be no resale. If in the future, say you're a young person right now, and then in the future you want to play a game like this with your kids, show the games you played, and if the PlayStation servers are down for PS5 games, you won't be able to download it. And I know some of you will be sitting there saying, that won't happen, they won't take them down. Well, the next story we're going to talk about is them doing exactly that for the PS3 store and the PlayStation Vita store, which are still really popular machines and amazing machines in their own right. So let's continue. It says, the transition will enable us to more closely align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. Nothing to do with what they want to do, you know, cost-cutting exercises, more digital control, and funnily enough, this is just the most bizarre timing ever for this. I've not covered this on the channel yet, but literally the other day, a whole bunch of, I think it's like hundreds of movies purchased via the PlayStation or Sony store or whatever it's called, from Studio Canal Plus, I think it was, are being removed from people's accounts, even if you bought them. So you could have bought all of these movies, had them on your account, you have no like claim back to get a refund or anything like that. They are just removing them from your account. That's the kind of future we're going to have with games as well. We really need to be careful here. This is really a bad time for gaming, seriously. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games. Well, let's see how that pans out, because that is the big bit that really concerns me as well. Whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store, we remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. So what do we think about that? That's the first big story today. The next one covers off PS3 and PlayStation Vita. This, I'm just so disappointed. I really thought the PlayStation 6 would maybe be, you know, coming with a disc drive or the disc drive option. That's a no-go. It's going to be digital only, and I don't have anything against digital on its own as a, you know, method of playing games. My issue is it being the only option to playing games. We need options and competition so we get the best deal as customers. That going away is a big bad sign in my opinion. And I mean, look at this. You want to get something like this for your Christmas, especially, you know, if you're a kid or a younger person, getting a game on Christmas, getting a console, there's nothing else like it. Now it's going to be literally, or you might get, you know, some money to buy some games or something and click download. How boring is that, you know? So maybe my generation, we're all just fading away from gaming, and maybe young people don't care about any of the stuff I'm talking about. But I'd love to know your opinion, because it's all about genuine, honest gaming conversations here on the channel. So everyone have a good chat, debate, be kind, respectful to everyone in the comments. That's what it's all about. But me personally, I don't like this at all. This is really like the end of an era for gaming. And you know as well, now that Sony have ripped the band-aid off and they're doing this, you better believe Xbox will follow suit right away. And I'm not sure what will happen with Nintendo with the Switch too, because they do kind of, you know, dance to their own song. So they might hold out a little bit longer. I think their physical sales are still a fair bit better percentage-wise, supposedly. Who knows what will happen. Plus they do have their digital game key card option, which they seem to be pursuing, so maybe they would go that route. But Xbox, they'll definitely be following suit. Remember that we had the leaked documents from them when they had the Xbox Series X refresh, which was going to come out, and they pitched it as adorably all digital. Everyone was like, what the hell? It's not adorable, we don't want it. And then they canned it. So yeah, they'll be doing that with their next machines. It's a sad time. The gaming world that I grew up in is definitely no more. The price of consoles is going through the roof. Ownership of games is disappearing. Everything's going to be digital only, no physical games. We're in this era of live service slop, which just wants to, riddle games with microtransactions. There's still a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of amazing games out there. I was just playing one of them not long ago, Astrobot. We've got a video of that going live on the channel very soon, so stay tuned for that. But it's sad times. I don't like this. Let me know what you all think about this, what this means for PlayStation, what it means for your gaming future, and let's touch on the next big story. Oh, that's another bad one. Update on the PlayStation Store for PS3 and PlayStation Vita. Oh, what could be happening there, I wonder? Changes start this year in select markets, followed by global changes in 2027. I've got my Vita in my bag, actually. I just was actually playing with it a minute ago while I'm charging my Switch 2. After nearly 2 decades of supporting the PS3 console generation, we wanted to let you know we'll be closing the PlayStation Store on PS3 as well as on PlayStation Vita. This is what scares me about an all digital future, because say you have a console generation where you can only buy games digitally, then they shut down the store. One, you can't buy them again, right? Which you could with physical, because they'll be out in the second-hand market, in like charity stores and like eBay and all these kind of things. Digital is gone. Then as well, once they actually shut down the servers, even if you've purchased the game, there's usually a period where they let you download them again. But then after that, you could lose access to these games you have purchased if you want to get them at some point in the future, which sucks. So let's see what they say, because I've not read this. As I say, I'm reacting to all this live, so this video will be a bit all over the place. This is just my raw reaction here. But I saw this and I thought, geez, I need to hit record. I can't believe this is happening. I love my physical games, so this was like a gut punch. PlayStation Store and PS3 will close in select markets starting this year, followed by global closure for PS3 and PlayStation Vita next year. That means new content purchases will no longer be possible once the PlayStation Store closes on these devices. I hope they do a big like flash sale. That would be good, wouldn't it? If they're going to do this, put all the games up for like $1 or £1. I'm sure they did this years ago with the, I think it was the Wii U store when it shut down, and then more recently, a couple of years ago, when the Xbox 360 store closed down, Microsoft Xbox had a pretty good sale there. I bought a few games for that as well, and then just get them all downloaded to your hard drive, people. To ease the transition, players will still be able to download previously purchased content after the closing date for the foreseeable future. Okay, that's good, but this bit is obviously the ominous bit. Foreseeable future. So they're going to do what they should do, and you can download games you've bought even when the store shuts down. But foreseeable future, how long is that going to be? And if any of you have had the experience of the Xbox 360 store recently, trying to download games you've purchased, and they shut that down, I think it was 2 years ago now, a year and a bit ago. It's a nightmare. It clearly just has like no upkeep. They're just letting it kind of fall apart, which is a nightmare. So don't expect the best experience being able to download all of these games super quick. As the PlayStation Store continues to evolve to support modern commerce systems, including updated payment processing standards, PS3 and PS Vita are no longer able to support these updates at the level required. As a result, we will need to close PlayStation Store on these devices in the time frame as follows. Okay, so they're saying it's probably like a security standpoint potentially there as well. Still really disappointing, isn't it? It's just an end of an era today. What gaming timeline are we living in here, people? This is unbelievable. I did not have any of this on my bingo card for today. And it's interesting Sony getting this news out here quick style. I don't know if this is tactical as well. Xbox has got a lot of bad news right now, which, you know, with their restructuring and laying off a lot of their teams, maybe they're thinking this will get lost in the noise, but no, it absolutely is not. This is terrible for customers. Mexico, Honduras, and Nicaragua PlayStation Store on PS3 will close starting August 2026. August 2026? 1 month. If you're in these territories, my friends, you've got 1 month until the PS3 store closes. Wow, that's really quick. That's really not much of a warning. The PlayStation 3 store is kind of weird here in the UK. I bought some of the light gun games not that long ago, like House of the Dead 2, I think it was, House of the Dead 3. And I can't remember how I had to do it. I think I had to buy wallet top-ups first of all, top up the amount on my account via PS5 and then go on to the PS3 store and buy it that way. I couldn't buy it directly using like a credit card or anything. So to me, there's still kind of no reason. Why do they need to actually shut this down if you could still do it that way? But yeah, it is what it is. Additional Latin America and Middle Eastern countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 will be closing starting late 2026. In all other countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita will close in July 2027. So July 2027 is D-Day. Jeez. I'll need to get some videos made for you guys about best PS3 and best PS Vita games to pick up before then. We know this news may be disappointing to PS3 and PS Vita players who hold a special place in their hearts for this generation of gaming. PS3 and PS Vita represent an important era in our PlayStation's history, so this was not an easy decision for us to make. As we continue to expand the PlayStation experience on newer devices that most of our users are playing today, we need to focus more resources on delivering the best gaming experiences on these platforms as we look ahead to the future. Oh, geez, oh. To our amazing players, we want to give our heartfelt thanks for your ongoing passion and support, which has helped inspire us to shape PlayStation into what it is today. We are excited for the future ahead as we continue to push the boundaries of play. We look forward to having you on this journey with us as we explore new game worlds and new adventures that have yet to come. And then they link back to the stopping production of physical game discs story at the end there. Wow, so that is a 1-2 gut punch today for PlayStation news. Bit of a raw, rough and ready video here. I just wanted to get this out so you all know this. Yeah, I can't believe this is happening. I think all of this news is really bad. The store's closing thing is kind of inevitable. It seems to happen, you know, to every platform at a certain point in time, given the nature of these ever increasing digital ecosystems we have. But that in itself is the big worry. As these digital ecosystems do grow and increase, the bigger risk then when they shut down, we lose a lot more. One thing that is good though for the PS3 and the Vita currently right now, there is still a lot of physical media out there. You can buy these things secondhand. I do imagine the price of them will now increase a lot, unfortunately, as is everything getting a lot more expensive, but this will be now due to the fact that digital will be coming off the table in July 2027. So not the kind of news I was hoping to report for you today. Wanted to get this out here. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'm not happy about the physical game disc production ending. I think that's a disaster. Let me know what you think down below in the comments and subscribe for all things PlayStation, and I'll catch you on the next one.